Hey guys, it's Daniel, the Classic Auto Appraiser. I just want to make a quick video because we've had a lot of people calling in to see if cars were real and verify if they were real listings or if they were scams. And they've been scams 9 times out of 10. In fact, in the past 2 weeks, we've gotten 3 or 4 phone calls that, I mean, we're glad these people call in. We definitely want to help you, but we want you to have the tools at your disposal to make sure that you're not getting taken advantage of in these scams. A lot of times they're not even looking for the people to buy the car. That's not what they want to do. They don't have it, but they want you to make some sort of hold payment or down payment so that, the car, quote, won't be sold. But what they'll do is they will take that payment and they will disappear. So I don't want to see that happen to anyone. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you what we do on the screen over here. Let's switch over and get to it.
Guys, here we go. This is the screenshot of the email that I received from the client that was just looking for some consultation. Again, we do this for free. We're happy to help you, but we're trying to figure out a way to make this, something that people don't have to call about because they'll have this in their toolbox to figure it out. So I'm looking at a 1967, he says Mustang, true, but Shelby GT350 Mustang. The dealer is Profit Auto Sales at 3537 Poplar Log Church Road, Tompkinsville, Kentucky, area code 42167. He provides the online listing for the dealer, which we follow, and you'll see that it looks like one of those ones, and maybe it's not AI generated, but it appears to be, just typical generic site with vehicles that are way too well priced to be real. When you see some of these pricings, you'll go, wow, that's phenomenal. They'd be great prices for, like, I don't know, maybe 2008, but even the Shelby would be cheap for then. So here's the phone number as well. When you call these numbers and you cannot get the same person or cannot get a hold of them, there's a pretty high likelihood that they're not real, or at the very least, they're on vacation. I know people will call me, and if I don't pick up, it's either a weekend, I'm on vacation, or it's after hours. But most businesses will pick up their phone or get back with you at the very least. So he attached these photos, and the best thing I can show you to do, which I can't do it currently because it's how I'm recording, you would take a screenshot of this, or you could even drag it from here, and you would go to your browser, and you would put it in to Google. So let's go to Google. And then once you go to Google, you click this little guy right here. This is search by image. This is probably the best tool in your toolbox. So remember, we have a picture of the Shelby. And just letting you know, I've already got it pulled up and stuff, but let's just run it as if we hadn't. So I can take this, and I can take this image, and I can put it in here. And so this is actually the whole image of the email, and this little box will let you adjust what it's looking at. So if we get that, I don't want to get the tools down there in the middle, and then you go to exact matches. Now look at this, supercharged 1967 Shelby Mustang GT350 fastback with a 4-speed. Context clues are everything as well. There's no way that they staged this photo twice or that the potential owner is using the old photos. The barrel's in the background. Let's pull the old photo up from the email, if it'll let me do that. There we go. So see, barrel's in the background, the same shots, and they really are the same shots because we'll scroll down to the photo reel and you'll see real fast. They even sent the Marty report to this inquiring client and tried to make it look as real as possible. There it is. This is the same car in the same location. And that's one of the actual shots that they used in the listing, in the relisting, I should say. So really great quality car. Obviously, it's got some blemishes. Good on them for taking those photos. But please look at the sale price on this. $153,000, as to be expected for a 4-speed and to have the factory Paxton centrifugal supercharger. Keep in mind, and I'm telling you this now, this car was listed for just under $30,000. That is too good of a deal to be true. And here is Profit Auto Sales. If you want to spam the mess out of them, go for it, but I would just suggest you stay away from people like this because they're not worth dealing with. So if we look through, and look, there it is, $28,400. And they did lift the photos from that Bring a Trailer listing, as well as the information. Paxton Supercharged, 289 cubic inch V8. Really vague on some stuff, which I think is really funny. But that's fine. This is obviously fake. That's kind of the whole point of this, is that you should be able to look at these and see, like this Resto Mod Camaro, way too low of a price. All this stuff is way too cheap. But your best tool is that Google image search. Again, the way you get to it, and most people have Google as their browser, so you don't have to do that. Click on this little image guy right here and plop something in. And a good way to know if something is not a scam is when you run it and it comes back with no results. So I'm just going to pull a client's car that I know has not been listed and will not be listed, at least not soon. So we'll take this 1970. Oh, it's too small to do it. It's a 1970 Ford Mustang Mach 1. I'm going to have to find something else. Anyways, the skinny being, if it comes back with exact matches, which you can find, then you know that it's from an older listing. And then here's just the bigger picture. Granted, I think Haggerty is way, way, way off, in my opinion. This is kind of steep. And, you know, maybe their conditions usually come in higher than most other sources, like the Collector Car Market Review. But even with that, you could go to something like, let's find it, classic.com, and even, I mean, look here, the average, 202,000. And here's one for 275,000 that sold. So the cheapest of the 67 Ford Mustang GT350s that actually sold, so looking at the green dots, not at the red, those are high bids. But even a high bid, it's $155,000. The lowest sale being 161. Nope, 160 right there. 902. So yeah, there's a couple good ways to tell. Again, I just hope that this helps people. I probably need to condense it down further, or maybe even make a tool to make it easier, but I think it is easy enough to find this photo, to open up Google, to go to the image search, and then to drag and drop what you want to search. So we'll do something other than the Mustang. So let's go to the inventory. This looks like a bigger outfit. Trying to think about where this would be that would have listed this one. Let's just pull any of these photos. So take this photo, come on, and then throw it over here. And it'll have a nice little AI overview, which I guess that's another thing we could talk about. I might make another video on it. Be wary of things that look too nice or too good to be true, because now they'll even take the car, because of AI, snip out the background and put it in the place where that dealership claims to be, and that's not even real. Looky here, Bring a Trailer once again, 383 powered Camaro. There it is. Background, wheels, everything. Same distinct interior. So this is just a really good way of keeping yourself from being scammed. Again, I would not even call these people out for being scammers. I would just report them on Google, which you can do, and I'll attach something in the description or maybe in the comments so you can do that as well. But please be safe out there, be smart, be shrewd and skeptical. That's probably the best thing. Any dealer worth their salt isn't going to ask you to hold money down on a car, and maybe it generally, I find it to generally be untrue, but if there is an exception, you probably don't even want to deal with them. I get that there's some desirable cars, and if it is a legitimate dealer whom you can talk to and other people have bought vehicles from them, fine. That's something you're going to have to fill out on your own. But I would not deal with anyone asking me to put money down on a vehicle that I cannot physically see, for them to hold it for me, especially if the deal is, again, too good. It's all those pieces of information together that should keep you from making this mistake. I get it. I love looking for good deals on cars, but these are way too good. These are nice cars for, I mean, just very little money in today's world. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. Just for fun, this is the location supposedly of the dealership. It does not look like much of a dealership to me. I know some dealers will steal, sorry, not steal, store, a little bit of a Freudian slip there, store cars at their homes. So there's a big garage back there. I get that. It could feasibly be stored there, and you can see if we go to the layers view, look, yeah, that's great. Profit auto sales, I don't think is. I'm gonna be real. It's not what this website has lifted it to be, and I hate to say that because you'll see little outfits like this. Their location will be um, spoofed and it will be used in the scam. So, again, if you have questions, feel free to call me at 865-304-0749, but also feel free to do this yourself. This is something I'm trying to help people do. Um, and I guess just real quick, this is another thing. These are all free. Classic.com, Haggerty has their own valuation tool. CollectorCarMarket.com. These are where I write my appraisals, honestly. But you can look at these prices just in case, maybe you don't know what the general going rate for these things are, and I don't know off the top of my head a lot of the time, but should have a good idea of the ballpark. And looking at a number 4 being $67,000. And if you need help figuring out what a number 4 is, you come down here to condition. You look through these guidelines. There we go. Come on. Number 4, runs and drives okay, but needs work throughout the vehicle. Body shows signs of wear or previous restoration work. Any rust should be minimal. So this is a car that has possibly some rust, not structural, and probably needs some work. But again, remember, the price we saw was $28,000 and some change. So, yeah. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know in the comments what you would like help with, or if we develop a tool, would you all use it? Yeah, that's really all I've got. Be wary, be skeptical, and trust your fellow man when you can. Just anyone over the phone could possibly be a scammer, so don't even, even me, verify, search, see what you can find, and then move forward as thoughtfully and as well as you can. So thanks, guys. Take care.